Whether you've been watching these TV debates amongst the Conservative hopefuls or not, it certainly is a topic of conversation out there. Everywhere I go, people asking me, whether it's at the paper shop, the garage, who's going to win? And from the start, I haven't said very much. A lot of you have emailed me to say, come on, tell us what you think. Now, I made it clear earlier on that Suella Braverman was the only one who was actually prepared to say we should leave the European Court of Human Rights and take back our border controls. And I thought she was right to say that, but I accepted she was never going to get anywhere. Since then, Kemi Badenoch is stunning people. Yes, she doesn't think our kids at school and university should be poisoned with critical race theory. She's the only one that even wants to talk about illegal immigration and the huge level, massive record numbers of legal immigrants coming to Britain. I think she's put up an amazing, spirited performance. But here's the problem. There are three electorates here. One, of course, are the Tory MPs who picked the last two. The second are the 160,000 Conservative members who will pick from those two. And the third and most important lot, many of whom are watching these debates thinking, hang on, I don't get a say in this until the next general election. Well, they're the third, obviously important group. Now, I'm going to put this to you now. The Conservative Party are in more trouble than any of them realise. Let's look at what we've got. Assume that Badenoch can't make it through to the last two. That is a pretty safe assumption. We might get Penny Mordaunt, who shot up in the polls last week until we found out that she has illicit meetings with the Muslim Council of Great Britain, and she's into trans rights. Yes, a trans man is a man and a trans woman is a woman. Interesting. She wrote a book that said that so much of our past, like Dad's Army and the film The Dam Busters, these are terrible pieces of nostalgia. They're awful. What she's really saying to you is, she's saying that your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents were dreadful people. That's actually what she's saying, which is the biggest blooming insult you could ever throw at anybody. They were simply different times, 50, 60, 70 years ago, with different social attitudes. She's been under relentless attack in the press, something that I had to get used to a few years ago. So it would appear that Liz Truss's star is in the ascendant, her head-to-head with Rishi. Liz Truss, the new Maggie Thatcher. She's going to cut the size of a state and cut taxes, and all will be well. And then, of course, we have Rishi Sunak, the great globalist. Don't expect him to be tough on Beijing, given that family business interests are doing rather well there. Yes, he, of course, is the continuity globalist candidate. But a piece of polling overnight shows you why they're in so much trouble. Professor Matthew Goodwin from the University of Kent, and they say when professors start to look young, you must be getting old. But young Matt Goodwin has produced some amazing polling. He asked people in the red wall seats, did they agree that the British Empire was associated with destructive behavior? So it's kind of a leading question. It's kind of pushing you towards saying yes. And actually, in the red wall, only 4% look at the British Empire as having a destructive history. You see, it's my point. We are proud of our past, even though much of it is not the way we conduct ourselves today. He asked other questions about It Ain't Our Hot Mum, Dad's Army, were they appropriate or inappropriate? And massive majorities think it's fine. And you can go through trans rights, you can go through all the drivel that we get from London, and it's pushed out every day by Channel 4. It's pushed out every day by Sky News, the BBC, ITV, all of them. All this drivel is London think. Oh, and university think as well, where, of course, all of our kids are taught to be ashamed of everything about this country, including, in the case of many lecturers, Her Majesty, the Queen herself. You see, here's the point. Brexit wasn't just about leaving the European Union. Brexit was a big sign up to the entirety of the Westminster establishment. You don't speak for us. Your views are completely out of touch with us. London is becoming a foreign country. And assuming that the last two which go through to the membership are Sunak versus Truss. It could be Sunak versus Morden, but I doubt it. Assuming that's what goes through to the membership, I guess in the end it'll be a woman that wins. I don't think Sunak can get through the membership. But do you honestly think that Liz Truss or Penny Morden can speak to ordinary working families and ordinary working people? They haven't got a cat's chance in hell. And just think of it, you know, Liz Truss. I mean, okay, I can't blame her for the CND marches because she was a kid and her parents were active lefties. But she chose as an adult to join the Lib Dems. She chose as an adult to give a speech saying get rid of the monarchy, and she's a Remainer. And if they pick her, they're making the same mistake they made with Theresa May. It's Theresa May 2.0. Picking somebody who's a Remainer, picking somebody who got the biggest post-war decision in British politics wrong, and thinking all will be well. They are hopelessly out of touch. Starmer may be useless, but I have a feeling right now, whatever happens over the course of the next few weeks, the Conservative Party prospects for the next election are completely and utterly doomed unless something radical appears, unless by some miracle Badenoch were to win. Now, I think for Conservative voters, these are very depressing days, and I have to say, what a pity that Boris Johnson didn't just tell the truth. He did get things wrong, the headlong mad rush for net zero and others, but at times he also got things right. He's gone now, and frankly, there's no one to replace him.
Thank you for watching this video. Now, to make sure you don't miss any future videos, please click the subscribe icon and the notification bell. Until next time, when I give you another story that mainstream media dare not cover.